Yeah.
Get out of here.
All right, I'm recording video now, so.
All right, yeah. We should be good.
All right, I'm going to go in 3-ish, 2-ish, 1-ish. Welcome, everybody, to the Drink and Think Trivia Podcast. We are here once again with another episode. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Austin, along with Brian.
Yo.
And Doug joining me here this week.
How it do?
So once again, we are here with another episode where we quiz each other on various topics. This week we tried to tie it. I don't know if we all agreed on a theme. We started talking about a theme earlier. This week is our theme night on our Twitch stream, Lord of the Rings. I think we started talking about possibly tying it to Lord of the Rings this week on the podcast, but we'll see how it goes.
I tied it together. I thought I did pretty well, but
okay.
Well, I could make it sound like I tied it together. But as we said before we started, I don't know if a Hobbit is from Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, so it would be very difficult for me to do anything like that. So I have an idea. So.
Yeah, they're all the same. An old wizard helps a young protagonist defeat a Dark Lord.
They're the same story.
So
they're all 900 hours long.
So are you going to pull this off like a high school presentation that you wrote like 5 minutes before class? Like, I'm going to talk for 15 minutes on absolutely nothing because I forgot to do the research.
One time in college, I did a presentation on pocket lint because I didn't know what else to do it on. And they were like, you could do it on anything. So I'm like, all right, well, this is what happens. And I just totally made up how pocket lint forms.
Exhibit A. Ooh.
It was like a 5-slide PowerPoint presentation. It was so bad. But it was for like this basic computer applications class where they just wanted to see that you know how to make a PowerPoint, so it didn't matter.
Did you have to use transitions and all that good stuff too?
Well, that's the thing. I was like 18, so this was in the time where PowerPoint was relatively new, and it was fun to watch the screen checkerboard and make an explosion sound. So I'm like,
that was the best. You could never have too many transitions. Now people are like, in a professional presentation, you must only have one kind of slide transition and no sound effects. Fuck you, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
Now I'm just too lazy to do it.
Yeah, it's much easier to get people like, hey, read through this and be done. Like, so I was doing my continuing education credits for my license, and the first one I did was a quick like 20-minute ethics thing, and the second one, and it was just straight to the point. You clicked on it, like you downloaded a PowerPoint, boom 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 boom, no slide transitions, no fade in bullet points, no nothing. And I was like, all right, I got this. Take the test, 100%, no problem. Second one I took was on like substance abuse and the effect on the family or whatever, and that dude went all out. Like there were like fade in transitions and slide ins and explosions, and I'm like, hey, I don't know what's coming next. You have like my full attention. I can't stand the rotating one where like it just does the full like 3D rotation in place on an axis. So it's backwards. Yeah. Like I can read it. Just stop spinning.
Yeah.
PowerPoint wizards. And nowadays it's just apps. Like I just find an app that mimics PowerPoint that I can easily do.
Oh, there's a type of presentation. It's like 20 slides or something like that. I forget what it's called, but it's kind of like a TEDx, but in shorter. I forget. It's Picha Kucha. Apparently, this is like a big thing now that people do presentations. They get 20 slides, 20 seconds of commentary, something like that. So it's like 6 minutes per presentation.
So is it like a standard? It's a standardized presentation, basically.
Right. Yeah. So you have 20 slides to present your argument or your whatever your topic is, your TED talk, but you only get 20 seconds per slide. Well, it's apparently sweeping the nation now.
Came to this podcast to hear about PowerPoint presentations, so we can talk forever. or we can
talk about
what are we drinking.
What's surprised we're not presenting a PowerPoint presentation as we're talking about PowerPoint presentations.
We should, yes.
So my beer, I want to go first just because I honestly chose this based on irony. So it was snowing Friday into Saturday, and I went out to the grocery store because I realized I had nothing aside from like my meal prep kind of things. I didn't have any like bread or sandwich stuff or anything like that. So I was like, oh, I'll run out there real quick, whatnot. Slipping and sliding in my car. And the first beer I come across in the beer aisle is Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy. And I couldn't help but laugh my ass off that it was snowing outside. No, it's like straight out just in the beer aisle. Like, and I was like, I have to get this because it is currently 25 degrees outside and snowing. I'm getting my damn Summer Shandy. So for those of you it is. So for those of you who haven't tasted it, it's lemony. It's like Pine Sol in a beer is how I could if it tastes better than that. Oh yeah. No, if the smell of Pine Sol matched what it tastes like, put that in beer format, make it a little bit sweeter, and that's essentially what Leinenkugel is.
Makes sense. It's one of those things. I smell Pine Sol. Oh, you might lemon Pine Sol. See, I'm thinking like actual Pine Sol.
No. Okay, lemon Pine Sol.
Right. Because Pine Sol, I wouldn't want to taste that. But lemon Pine Sol,
lemon like, Pledge.
Okay. So you're having a summer beer. I am having it's a Milkshake IPA from Hayward. No, Vitamin C Brewing. C as an SEA from Weymouth, Massachusetts. Part of the High Side VIP box still. Milkshake IPA, so I assume it's got some lactose in it. Probably a little sweeter than most IPAs. Showing the camera the pour. Look at that beautiful pour. Look at that.
Look at you. It's like you do it professionally.
Oh, it smells like pineapple.
That did not start out promising. You're just like, ooh.
No, it just surprised me. Like, okay, pineapple. I gotta wait for that head to clear up. Hold on.
You were talking earlier about being bloated. I don't think a Milkshake IPA is gonna help you out there.
Definitely just gonna fill your stomach up real quick.
That's gonna make me feel even more bloated. Creamy, very creamy actually. Very pineapple-y and creamy. So that's what I'm going with. Creamy pineapple.
It's like orange juice.
Yeah. Takes me back to it's almost like margarita-like. So that's my unqualified review right there.
I don't like tequila at all, but a good margarita you can't beat.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You go
beat a good margarita.
Was it Sandra's, I think, in Manassas? They have margarita happy hour.
Yeah.
They have great margaritas, and they've got margarita happy hours where it's like $3 margaritas.
Remember, Doug, that was the first place we were going to target for trivia.
Yeah, because we really wanted to go.
We never went there to talk to them about it.
I just remember having that discussion. It's like, and it wasn't like where are we going to be successful. It's like where do we want to drink and
where we want to do trivia. Yeah.
I want to go to Sandra's because they've got great drinks and amazing tacos.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Anywhere that I can get a bison taco.
Oh yeah.
Oh God. Their bison taco. The Cuban is
Cuban. I was literally about to say that Cuban taco.
Sandra's, if you're listening, we'd like you to sponsor us, and we'd love to host with you over there at your new expansion too. They're expanding their.
They're over in Fairfax too, aren't they?
Maybe. But they have.
I think they were. They're over by. Ornery.
Oh, okay. No, they're opening their expanding their Manassas location. They're adding like a rooftop patio area.
Good, because they need to, because that place is too small.
Well, they had that in the alley, and I think they expanded the roof somehow, created a deck up there. I don't know, but they're gonna have a rooftop bar. Oh, excuse me. So,
all right, Brian, what are you drinking?
I want my trusty old Glenlivet 12, which is a Speyside Scotch. from the Speyside region, of course, of Scotland. They're known for their you have a lot of smoky scotches come from the Ela region, and then the non-smoky scotches are like more Highland scotches, and the Speyside is just kind of right in the middle, where you get a little bit of smoke, not too much to make you feel like you're burping Band-Aids at the end of it. It's
burping band,
or like a campfire.
Can we stick up burping Band-Aids right next to licking a velvet painting? Because I feel like as far as
text me this.
Said,
text me that for the title of the episode, because that's a good title.
Burping Band-Aids.
But it's my favorite scotch. My favorite go-to scotch anyway. It's priced pretty good, usually about $50 a bottle. Any cheaper, you're going into the blends, which are fine if you like them. And then more expensive, of course, but it's good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so that's what I got.
The amazing thing about the description was I could fully envision in my mouth what burping Band-Aids taste like. Like I immediately knew.
I immediately happened before.
I don't know. Like
well, not an actual Band-Aid, but like you've had like bad beer, right? That tastes like a Band-Aid. Well,
but also I don't know what it is. Like the people who go swimming with Band-Aids on, and you see like a Band-Aid float, like that's the kind of Band-Aid I'm thinking of. Like
so
I'm thinking of like a freshly opened Band-Aid, that freshly opened Band-Aid smell, you know. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Speaking of Band-Aids, I cut my finger again on a knife cooking yesterday. So since this pandemic, I've cut 4 separate fingers on a knife somehow.
Well, I mean, technically, the pandemic will have been going on for a year and about 3 weeks. So
so I mean, it's once every 3 months, I guess.
Today we crossed 500,000 deaths, more than any deaths between World War I, World War II, and Vietnam combined.
It is it was the leading cause of death in the United States this year.
Oh, but remember, it's just a hoax by the Democrats that was going to disappear as soon as Biden took office.
Yeah, we all made it up.
Yeah, we all perpetrated it.
The hardest part was finding 500,000 bodies.
Did start coming down around the time he took office.
Yeah, that was not a. Well, so my thought on that is that it was all the MAGA idiots just went into their house because they were too ashamed and have stayed there since then.
I think it was just more
I'm surprised the riots there wasn't an outbreak from.
I don't know yet. Don't know yet.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So, I feel like a lot of them wouldn't even self-report. So, I mean,
well, that's definitely accurate.
Yeah, they're probably spreading it like a shit ton. Although I did find out one of the teachers. So, I don't know how to say this without breaking HIPAA, so I'll just say someone I know knows somebody who got fired for being at the Capitol riots. And apparently there was a massive, I'll say company-wide announcement that the company itself is going to look over every bit of video that's provided to the public. And if they see anybody, there will not be a question, you are gone. And I was like, thank God.
Excellent.
All right.
But on happier topics, I believe our winner from last time.
That's me.
Do you want to explain the rules?
The rules, sure.
Start and all that good stuff.
So basically, we're going to take turns asking the other 2 questions. Each of us will ask 5 questions to the other 2 at the end of the 3 rounds. Whoever has the most points wins for the night amongst us 3. I've won the last 2 weeks. Technically, it was a tie last week, but Brian conceded the win to me.
Yeah, I just feel like it was fair considering I knew nothing about that last topic, and
you copied his
only reason I got the one right is because I copied his one answer. So,
I will defer to one of you two to go first. I will go last.
Ooh, ballsy.
I'll ask my questions last
because I'm really proud of my round, and I want to go first.
All right. So it's, I think same order we went last week.
No, last week I think I went first. I don't know. Maybe I don't remember.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I just know I went middle.
So what I did is, it is Lord of the Rings / The Hobbit reunion, actors reunion, poorly explained. So what I did is I took movies that 2 Lord of the Rings or Hobbit actors have been in outside of Lord of the Rings, and I poorly explained the plot. But instead of using the character from the movie itself, from the movie I'm explaining, I'm using the character from Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit.
Got it.
Oh, crap.
Just so you know, Brian, I'm going to give you a hint. The guy who played the Red Dragon in the Hannibal series is the guy who played the main dwarf of The Hobbit. I don't know if that's any helpful to you at all. But
the Hannibal movie?
Series.
I saw Hannibal on TV.
Yeah, the TV series.
Who? I don't remember the Red Dragon.
John Rice Davies.
No, Richard Armitage.
No, yeah.
That's Oh no, he's.
I know Rudy was in Lord of the Rings.
No, the main dwarf. Oh wait, you're talking about the Hobbit. Sorry,
the Hobbit. Yeah,
the Rings.
No.
The Gimli from Lord of the Rings is played by Richard Rice Davies.
Yeah,
Davies. But
okay.
So, here we go. Let's see if you can get this. I think. Unfortunately, as I started doing my research, I realized there is definitely a theme to what kind of movies these guys are in. So something tells me you're going to get at least 4. Well, one of them I'm super proud about how I wrote it. But anyway, number 1. So Thorin Oakenshield and Elrond work together to make sure Nazis win World War II by trying to steal some drugs.
Ooh.
Do I need the movie or the actors?
The movie. What movie did Thorin Oakenshield and Elrond work together to make sure Nazis won World War II by trying to steal some drugs?
Nazis won World War II.
Tried to win. They didn't win in this movie.
Man, I'd like to see that movie. I have no clue what movie that is.
Indiana Jones?
Oh, I guess I need to write names down to keep scores. Hold on. Son, Brian.
Can I mention the actors? I guess we could talk it out.
I mean, you could. I feel like that'd probably help Brian out.
Yeah, that's Hugo Weaving.
Okay.
And the guy I told you about, Richard Armitage. What's his name? From Matrix. Red Skull. Mr. Smith.
There's no Nazis in the Matrix. Right?
Those are the actors who are in this movie, and I don't
rewatch that movie.
I mean, if it is a recreation of our world, then somewhere in the Matrix there are Nazis. But
oh man, I don't know what movie that is. I don't. Oh, is it crap. Something Punch.
Try to steal.
It was done in the style of Sin City.
Sucker Punch?
Sucker Punch? Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Sucker Punch? Did it have Nazis in it?
I've never seen it.
I'm going with Sucker Punch.
But I know that was done in that style.
I think that had Nazis in it.
Are you?
I'm going with Sucker Punch.
I'm gonna stick with Indiana Jones, but I'm pretty sure I'm wrong.
Okay. Number 2, young Bilbo Baggins, so Hobbit Bilbo Baggins, and Gollum work against each other in a fight over some precious metals. That's
Black Panther. Say Black Panther Pride.
Black Panther. Okay.
So you're both picking Black Panther?
Yeah.
I like how discreetly you're like, it's definitely just pick that one. All right. Number 3, Galadriel is pissed at her daddy and enlists the help of Eomer to make sure she gets what she thinks is hers.
Ooh.
Okay, if there's a theme, is it another Marvel movie?
I don't think this one is.
It's not
Repeat the
Black
question?
Widow?
Repeat the question?
Galadriel is pissed at her daddy and enlists the help of Eomer to make sure she gets what she thinks is hers.
Eomer? Who's that? Who
So
plays Eomer?
That's Kate Blanchett, and I don't know who played Eomer.
No. It's Sean Bean, isn't? That's not Sean Bean, is it?
Oh wait,
in those movies.
No, that's Sean Bean is Boromir.
So it's the other guy.
Because he does not show up in this whole thing.
Eomer.
So that's the other guy, the brother.
And his brother is Faramir.
Oh, okay. No, then who's Eomer?
Eomer? Character.
Eomer. Eomer.
Oh, is that the steward of City of Gondor?
Man, this Lord of the Rings trivia is going to be interesting on Thursday. Or today, whenever you're listening to this.
I have an answer because I honestly I can't name a Kate Blanchett movie to save my life for some reason right now.
Yeah, I got nothing on that one. Daddy to get what she wants. I've got nothing on that. I'm going to pass on that one.
Okay. I don't know if these are too hard or it's just. Never mind. Moving on.
It's more about I know some of the actors. It's just I don't know the filmographies very well.
So number 4, I will tell you, is a series. I'll give you that much on the front end. So Eomer again has a rather tense relationship with his daddy Denethor. But Eomer is too busy sticking it to the mega corporation gene-changing man to care about his abusive father. Gene spelled Gene.
What was that Fox show?
That's a movie, right?
No, you said it was a TV series.
TV series.
Oh.
A rather big TV series that I know both of you have heard of.
Yeah, the one I'm thinking of, it was a Fox series, sci-fi, kind of X-File-ish.
You having trouble there, Doug?
I'm just trying to put the top back on the thing.
Oh, I thought you were trying to open it.
No. Oh, what was that show called?
Stick it to the man.
I'm talking to a friend right now about audio editing. She's recommending software and whatnot. I'm like, I'm so lazy. I just cut out the bullshit at the front and the bullshit at the end and cut it in half. She's like, where were you in college? Because that's what I had to put up with.
Damn it, what is that show called? I don't know. I'm gonna scream at myself once you tell me the name of the show.
Gotham?
No, it's a sci-fi show. It was kind of on in the early 2000s. Around this,
not Firefly.
No, around the same time as Lost.
What a disappointing show.
Had some old guy who was Eomer, and some other people. Damn it, what is that show called? My wife watched it too. And one of the guy, skinny guy, he does a voice on Destiny. I don't know. Damn it. I don't know.
I don't either.
So speaking of like old time, I really want to find the 1978 Lord of the Rings, the rotoscope animated one, just to watch that one because apparently it is hysterical.
I read it was pretty good. It manages to do a pretty good job of like. Oh no, I'm thinking The Hobbit. The Hobbit was the one that was.
Yeah, there was a rotoscope Hobbit too that was like spot on.
Yeah, The Hobbit was apparently a very faithful adaptation.
The first time I read The Hobbit was in a comic book. They had a graphic novel of The Hobbit. I never read the actual book.
Okay.
But, all right, so number 5, Smaug and Sauron, aka the Necromancer. And I will say that because he is not called Sauron in The Hobbit. He's called the Necromancer in The Hobbit. But very, very clearly he's Sauron. Team up to take down Sauron, aka the Necromancer, and Smaug because they want some stupid shiny rock.
What?
So Smaug and Sauron team up to take down Sauron and Smaug because they want some stupid shiny rock.
Christopher Lee and Benedict Cumberbatch take on Christopher Lee and Benedict Cumberbatch.
I'm so proud of this one.
If I have the actors right, that's Christopher Lee and Benedict Cumberbatch.
It is actors pulling double duty. I will say that.
Is it Doctor Strange? No. It's the only thing I know Benedict Cumberbatch is in.
Well, I mean, there's The Rock for Doctor Strange. Yeah, Doctor Strange. But I don't remember Christopher Lee. Unless he did a voice or something.
Christopher Lee was also Count Dooku, which I was trying to find if there were any other like Lord of the Rings actors in Star Wars, and I was disappointed.
I guess I'll say Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with too, but I really don't know.
All right. Well, then actors. Or sorry, not actors. Answers. My bad. So Thorin Oakenshield and Elrond work together to try to ensure Nazis win World War II by trying to steal some drugs. So Thorin Oakenshield played Richard Armitage, whatever. Elrond played by Hugo Weaving.
Mm-hmm.
In Captain America: The First Avenger, Hugo Weaving played Red Skull, and Richard Armitage played the doctor in the beginning. Well, towards the beginning, after he got that serum and he chased and punched into the submarine. That
Austin, these are all more.
That doctor that he chased after, who killed a couple people and then jumped in the submarine, that was Richard Armitage.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know. Whatever. I didn't think Richard Armitage was in that.
Then Black Panther, and then we got.
No, you don't get to change your answers now.
If it's Cate Blanchett, then it's it's gonna be Thor Ragnarok.
So number 2 was young Bilbo Baggins, aka Martin Freeman, and Gollum, aka Andy Serkis, whatever his name is. They're both fighting over vibranium. That's either Black Panther or Age of Ultron, because
you're right.
Martin Freeman plays Agent Everett Ross, and Andy Serkis plays Ulysses Clow. They show up in both. Number 3, Galadriel, Cate Blanchett, is pissed at her daddy and enlists the help of Eomer, played by Carl Urban, to make sure she gets what she thinks is hers. So Galadriel plays Hela, and Eomer plays Scourge in Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
Okay. Eomer, Carl Urban, has a rather tense relationship with his daddy Denethor, or John Noble, but Eomer is too busy sticking it to the mega corporation gene-changing man to care about his abusive father. That is The Boys.
Okay.
I would have known that because I didn't see that one.
And number 5, Smaug and Sauron, aka the Necromancer, are both voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch. Team up to take down Sauron and the Sauron and Smaug, because they want Shining Rock, is Doctor Strange, because Benedict Cumberbatch voiced Doctor Strange and Dormammu in that movie.
Yeah.
Hey, I got 2 right.
So he voiced
so did you, Austin, so it doesn't matter. But.
Yeah, so it's 2-2, which I thought that was the most interesting thing, that he voiced Smaug and Sauron, or the Necromancer, in The Hobbit, and then was Doctor Strange fighting Dormammu voiced by himself, which had to be weird, like listening to yourself and arguing with yourself in the voice booth. Like that's got to be an interesting thing. Yeah. So score so far, we've got Austin 2, Brian 2, Doug 0.
All right.
I was super proud of that round too.
No, it was a good round.
I don't know enough about Marvel or Lord of the Rings to bring it all together, though, unfortunately. If I saw the Marvel connection, I just didn't know enough about the movies. So,
yeah, I was looking for more. I was looking for something more than, like, I got 3 in. I was like, these are all Marvel. If they get the first or the second one, like, I'm screwed. Then I found the Boys, and I was like, oh, thank God. But I can't find something else. And I'm sure there's more out there. But the more I kept searching, like, movies with more than 2 Lord of the Rings actors, it kept bringing up this reunion they did during the pandemic and did like a table reading. And I was like, no, I want like IMDb telling me which actors were together.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
So Brian, I believe you are up next.
Yep.
I am. In my round.
This isn't pick 3, is it? We're not picking one of 3 again, are we? Okay.
No. Since Lord of the Rings is fiction, I did a round on another beloved fictional series.
Star Wars.
Rugrats.
Yeah,
what I was going to do last week until we started talking about mouths.
Yeah.
Sweet mouths.
Yeah. So I decided to do a round on Rugrats, to bring it in.
All right.
So here we go. Rugrats is one of the 3 original Nicktoons, along with what other 2 classic cartoons?
I'm going to go Doug and Ren and Stimpy.
Doug and Ren and Stimpy. Okay.
I'm going to go Doug and I feel like it's got to be like another slice of life cartoon. Doug and Poop.
That's not a cartoon on.
Yeah, I know. So I'm going through. I'm like, it wasn't Angry Beavers. It's not Cat Dog. It's not.
Was it Hey Arnold?
Explains it.
Hey Arnold, yeah.
I'll go with that. I'll
Real
go
monsters.
Real monsters. Yeah. I'll go Doug and Hey Arnold.
Hey Doug and Hey Arnold. All right. Number 2. In what state does Rugrats take place?
Ooh.
And so they never really explicitly say it. However, there's an episode where Dee Dee's at the DMV, and there's a state flag there, and there's a license plate to the car. And then also in one of the episodes, Dee Dee gets an invoice, and their address is on it, and it says the state.
So the only thing I'm thinking of is in the movie, they, like, when the babies are lost, they're like wandering around like giant red oaks. So that makes me think like Oregon or Washington, or like Northern California.
When they're lost in the Reptar Mobile.
Yeah, and it's all just a bunch of giant sequoias. But that could be any, like, because it wasn't like explicitly sequoias. They're babies, so everything looks huge.
I was going to say something like off the wall. I was going to say something off the wall like Arizona. I was just pick a random state.
Yeah. Okay. It looks very. I'm gonna I'm gonna say California. That's where the Redwood State Park is, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna go with California.
Yes, Northern California.
I'm gonna change mine.
California then.
I'm gonna change mine to something like Ohio.
Ohio. Okay.
I'm gonna go Ohio.
Also, I was I got one of those like BuzzFeed lists of like things said in cartoons that wouldn't pass now, and it brought up the song of when Dill was born, and they're all in like the nursery, and the guy, like one of the babies, like looks.
Oh, one baby checks his diaper. Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes, "Oh man, they cut my cord." And another one lifts his diaper up and goes, "Count yourself lucky." And I was like, "Holy shit! I completely forgot about that part of the song where like they straight up say like I got circumcised."
What about the one episode where Grandpa's babysitting the babies and he gets the Gummy Bears movie, and he also has porn for himself?
Oh yeah,
yes, I forgot about that.
That one's for later after bedtime.
It was the Gummy Bears and Reptar Come Home, and then it was like Space Vixen something or other.
Yeah.
It was like that's for when you guys go to sleep.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Number 3. Tommy wears a blue shirt for the entire series except for one episode. In that episode, he wears he wears a red shirt. What episode?
What?
Now, I don't expect a full title. If you
I'm going to go with the one where I'm going to go with the one where Dill is born.
So Tommy wears a blue shirt for the entire series except for one episode. In that episode, he wears a red shirt. What episode did that happen?
What? I feel like it's like a clone episode or something. Like they pretended to have clones or something. Because I feel like that'd be the only time that Tommy wouldn't be in his like trademark attire.
Did they do a Star Trek parody?
Tommy wouldn't be in the red shirt.
True.
No, Tommy would 100% be gold shirt.
I'm going to go with when his brother was born. Dill was born.
Okay.
If that was an episode, I'm assuming that was an episode.
It was a movie.
Oh,
they
okay.
also made it in episodes.
I'm gonna say it's the. So here's my thinking on this: is I think it's the first episode. I don't know the name of it, but the only reason I'm saying that is because I feel like it was the pilot, and they felt like red didn't work on him, so they like picked a different color or something. Like that's the only reason I could either that or like a clone or an evil twin or a Star Trek episode. But I'm gonna say first, like the first episode.
Yes, I like that.
Well, they've done space episodes. I don't know if they've done Star Trek, but they've done space episodes.
Yeah, like Reptar in space, and I think like there was the one episode where they got locked in the toy store. I think was like one of my favorites.
Oh, just
yeah,
even now as a grown up.
Yeah. Oh God. getting locked in a Toys R Us as a 30-year-old man. Hell yes, I'd have no. I mean, not that Toys R Us is around anymore, but just them like riding around the trains and the massive Reptar, like "Halt, I am Reptar" over and over again.
I want to get locked in like a Bed Bath Beyond and just like open up all the like $300 down sheets and comforters and
Oh, that'd be a good ass. That'd be a good ass time too.
Yeah.
Let's be real. All right. Number 4. Phil and Lil. What's their last name?
Oh.
My first thought was Pataki, but that's Olga or Helga from Hey Arnold.
Olga Pataki.
Helga Pataki. See, Tommy is Pickles.
I love how it's dill pickles.
Yeah. Chucky is Finster. Angela is also Pickles.
Angelica? Yeah.
Did I say Angelica?
I have no clue. I was going to say generic, but that's Bobby's World.
I forgot about Bobby's World.
I remember that show too. Oh my god.
That like Bobby's World and Garfield for some reason blend together for me. I don't know why, but like I guess it's the time period. Phil and Lil. Oh, wait, it rhymes. Phil and Lil DeVille.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. And the last question. According to the show's creators, why is Tommy so tough and brave?
Oh, is that because he was like a preemie or something? I'm going to go with something like it had to do with something. He was a preemie, or he was
tough and brave. I mean, obviously, it's because he's got Spot at his back, and Spot's like the main man dog there. Spike's the main man dog there. Like, who wouldn't be afraid of Spike around?
I think I'm going to go with because he was like a preemie he was a preemie, so he had to fight for his life.
I'm going to go because Chucky needed a foil character, and so Tommy had to be the opposite.
Okay.
I actually don't know, so I don't care.
All right, so we will be back with your answers right after this.
Let me grab a beer so I can cut this out real quick. All right. 1 second.
Oh man. I was too old for Rugrats. Like I remember seeing episodes, but I was too old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I because I was too old for like the wild thornberries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do you guys want to pay $60 for some automatic sound editing software?
Automatic sound editing?
I'm talking to my buddy she's a sound engineer. She's been talking about I've been like, yeah, tonight I'm gonna do this, that, and the other, just chat and whatnot. So she's like, yeah, if you want to like take out, you can set how long the silences are and delete them and this, that, and the other, and it's only $60. I'm like, nope. I'm gonna stick with my lazy ass editing. Thank you.
All right, are we ready?
Do it.
Yeah, 1 second. Okay, yeah.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We were gone for a very long time.
Something like that.
Here are your answers. Rugrats.
Wait, hold on.
What?
We have one more from Raid Shadow Legends. No, just
every. Have you heard about Best Fiends?
Yes, every friggin' like. Oh my gosh! Wait, so I was watching. What about?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was watching a YouTube video today. Uncle Roger. If you haven't seen him on YouTube, watch him. He's hilarious. He reviews people making fried rice. It's a lot funnier than it sounds. But so it was like there was like an.
That's his whole channel? Is just his whole premise is making fun of people make fried rice.
He's a comedian, and that's one of his characters. Is Uncle Roger.
Is he making fried rice?
No, he watches people. He watches YouTube videos and makes fun of people. But anyway, beyond that, so there was an in video ad.
Hold on. Why is there all these videos of people making fried rice on YouTube? That doesn't.
I don't know.
Is that something that exists?
The last one was a cowboy making fried rice.
Anything exists on YouTube.
Yeah,
that's true.
But so he's this so his real name is Nigel Unn. He's a comedian who used to open for what's his name? Hangover Asian guy. He's a doctor.
Ken Jeong?
Yeah, Ken Jeong. So he used to open for Ken Jeong on the road, but he has this character, Uncle Roger, who does like the stereotypical Malaysian accent reviewing people do fried rice. Anyway, so he did an in video like ad. So it was for like Heineken 0.0. And as soon as the in-video ad ended, another ad started, like an outside ad, and it was for Raid Shadow Legends. I'm like, you've got to be fucking. I just sat through a 20-second pitch for Heineken 0.0 that this guy's talking about, and then I still have to watch a real fucking ad. Like, what the hell?
My question is, what is it about podcasts that makes ZipRecruiter thinks that people are hiring left? Like they do these ads on all these podcasts that I listen to, but for the next person you hire, not that many people are hiring people.
Yeah. I'm listening to a podcast going to work. I'm not trying to like, yeah.
Maybe they assume that like managers are just sitting in their office listening to podcasts, doing nothing all day.
Well,
I mean, if they're a government contractor, they're watching porn though. They should be putting those ads on Pornhub.
Yeah, they should.
100 hours, 100 hours per person. But anyway, sorry. Answers.
Here we go. Rugrats is one of the 3 original Nicktoons, along with Doug and Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
Oh. Happy, joy, Austin. Happy, joy. All right. Rugrats takes place in California.
Boom. Did they say where in California?
So I didn't write it down, but there was another fact I looked up about Rugrats today, and there is an address, but it was basically the address of the creator's first studio or something like that.
Gotcha.
All right, Tommy wears a red shirt in the very first episode. Called Tommy's First Birthday. It's the only episode he wears a red shirt. Every other episode he wears a blue shirt.
That was a good guess. The pilot.
100% correct. It was basically just because that was their first episode and they changed it.
Yeah. It was probably like a pilot episode they had done before they even animated the rest of the series.
Yeah, because my mind keeps going to the movies, and so I was like, oh, well, what about the time they went to Japan and they all wore like kimonos and gis and whatnot? And I was like, no, that was still blue on Tommy, and like they all had the color palette. So,
all right, Phil and Lil DeVille.
Yes.
Yeah. It's 3 in a row for Doug. Look at that.
That popped into my head at the last second where I was like, Phil and Lil, like it's man.
Put it in there. I thought it was kind of funny. It just rhymes.
That's
what triggered it for you.
That triggered it for me. I was like, Phil and Lil kind of rhymes, just like okay, got it.
All right, and according to the show's creator, Tommy is tough and brave because he was born premature.
I got it right. Totally guessed that one too.
Austin gets it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So that's 2 for Austin and 3 for Doug. So I think Austin's up 4.
Yep. 4. Brian 2. Doug 3.
Oh boy, howdy.
Right.
There's gonna be a. Should we decide on a tiebreaker right now before?
I'm not doing it on the fly.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. This one.
Actually, I wonder if I could bring in someone else to ask it real quick.
This is a pretty general thing, so you guys should be pretty apt at it. All right, so mine is I was trying to think of something related to Lord of the Rings, and I was like, oh, Lord of the Rings is a trilogy, and I was still going to try to do it like other fantasy movies. I was trying to look up other fantasy trilogies and such, but I decided just to do trilogies in general.
Speaking of trilogies, I am so pumped for the next Matrix movie.
Well, now it's no longer a trilogy. I mean, there's the original trilogy, but
it's a trilogy now.
Yeah,
but it won't be once it comes out. Wait, didn't that come out in March, or is that? Or am I thinking?
That I don't know.
Because it's Matrix and John Wick are coming out, but one got pushed back.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if there's Nazis in it.
It's got Nazis in it.
So these are all about the trilogies, even though some of these movies do have like 4th, 5th movies, but they weren't part of the original trilogy and such.
Question: does that mean, is that like saying like Jurassic Park is a trilogy, but Jurassic World is a separate entity?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Or like they did like the fourth movie with like totally different characters or something, kind of like Terminator.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Home Alone 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Home Alone's a trilogy.
Home Alone is not a trilogy. The third one was bullshit.
Yeah. All right.
It's still trilogy.
Question 1. The Scream trilogy is celebrated for bringing a fresh take to the genre it also satirized. But which movie was the bloodiest by volume of blood used?
Volume of blood used?
Which movie was the bloodiest?
The original. First one.
Okay.
And I don't know 100% for sure, but I just remember I listened to a podcast called The Rewatchables where they basically talk about different movies, and one of the ones I listened to was Scream, and they talked about the amount of blood they had to use. And it was insane.
All right.
So it's like just thinking of the original Scream. I just like my mind goes to the van scene where the asshole jock is like, "What are you waiting for?" And like he gets like grabbed and pulled into the van and murdered, which makes me think there wasn't as much used. So I'm gonna. This is saying I have only seen about 20 minutes total of all 3 Scream movies total combined. So I'm gonna say the second one because the second one always tries to outdo the first.
Okay.
And the third one normally sucks in a trilogy. So I'm gonna go number 2.
All right. Question 2. The third Die Hard film, Die Hard with a Vengeance, was actually at one point slated to be the 4th film of what other trilogy? So, like, kind of in the writing process, like the concept of the movie, it was actually slated to be the 4th film of another trilogy.
Lethal
Weapon. Is that the one where he has to go into New York City and where that racist sign?
Yeah.
Yep. And Samuel L. Jackson's in it, named Zeus. He said he didn't say Jesus. He said, "Hey Zeus." It's my name, man.
Doug, you said Lethal Weapon?
I said Lethal Weapon.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'll go with Lethal Weapon too.
Okay.
That sounds good. Because I don't know what else in that time period. I don't know what other movie it could be.
Okay.
Beverly Hills Cop.
RoboCop.
Yeah.
All right. In the Back to the Future trilogy, Spielberg originally wanted to make the time machine out of what, but changed it because kids are stupid.
Because kids are stupid. the Batmobile. Have you guys seen that Robot Chicken short of he keeps driving up, he's like, "I found a time machine," and Martin McFly's like, "Oh, DeLoreans are so old school and this is so stupid," and he comes back in the train and he's like, "Really good train?" Then he comes back in the Batmobile with a bunch of girls and he's like, "Hey Doc, you got room for one more?" He's like, "Nah, suck it, Marty."
What did Spielberg originally want to make the time machine out of? Or what was going to be the original time machine?
I don't know.
My only thought goes to because
Doctor Who's phone booth.
Yeah, that's.
Like, kids are stupid. They wouldn't understand it.
We'll leave it at that. Take that as you will.
I don't know.
I want to say it's some kind of like box, I guess, because that would have been like post Doctor Who era.
But pre-Bill and Ted.
Pre-Bill and Ted. Well, Bill and Ted definitely ripped off Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Like there's no, because there was that 15-year hiatus until the 9th Doctor. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with a box of some sort. Just like
okay.
Shit. What's a box with lining in it? Like a freezer.
Okay.
I have no fucking clue.
All right.
Or wait, like what? Were they shot with a laser or something? Like something like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, something like that. Like it was some sort of lined box of some sort shot, or trebucheted through time. I don't know. That'd be fucking badass. Like set the time by setting the weight, and then we're just gonna launch you through the space and time.
All right. This one might be an easy one for one of you. I threw this in there, and I realized it's not really I guess it is a trilogy question. Who has the last line in Star Wars: A New Hope? Who says the last line in Star Wars: A New Hope?
Oh shit. Oh. Do beeps and squeaks count because it's R2D2 then?
I have an answer, but I'm gonna wait for Doug to answer.
If so,
I would assume it was scripted. I would assume it was a scripted line.
I'm going to my primary answer that I will stand by is R2D2 because as they're receiving their medals, he rolls up and starts doing his little beepy thing, and Lou looks over and smiles, and then it cuts to the da 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 da. But I'm gonna go farther back to when Luke gets out of his X-wing and R2D2 is fried. I'm gonna say it's the technician who says he's gonna take care of R2D2.
Okay.
Chewie.
Okay.
Oh, son of a bitch! Oh, can I change? I'm gonna change my answer to. I think R2D2.
Chewie.
R2D2 is number one.
Chewie.
But Chewie is my answer. I'm gonna go with. Chewie is my answer. I'm gonna go with. Now that you've said that, shit, should have thought
Chewie.
of that.
He goes.
And then it goes. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Chewie.
Just take my Star Wars cred away. Just take my Star Wars cred away.
I'm like, oh, that's Chewie.
I thought about it too in depth.
All right. Lord of the Rings: Return of the King has the distinction of having won the most Oscars with 11, and shares this distinction with 2 other films. Name them.
Say that again.
Lord of the Rings: Return of the King has the distinction of having won the most Oscars with 11, and shares this distinction with 2 other films. Name them. So these three films have the most Oscars.
So in one go.
Yeah, with 11. So
Titanic.
11.
Titanic.
And
I'll go Titanic. And crap, what was another like world renowned movie?
I don't think it's correct, but I'm gonna go with I want to say Silence of the Lambs, but I don't think it's correct.
Silence of the Lambs is not it.
I'm surprised it wasn't Con Air. Was
because it just won the Big Five.
I don't think it won
so many Oscars.
Though. I don't think it won 11.
No, it won the Big Five, and I'm sure it won like you know what I mean.
So my thought then is it's got to also win. So to win the 11, it probably won costuming, music, screenplay, special effects.
Had to win like
I don't know.
Had to be one of the 5 too, like actor, actress.
Yeah.
What about Gone with the Wind? I'm gonna go Gone with the Wind. Titanic and Gone with the Wind.
What's that?
Because I remember that being a big comparison between those two.
What's that? The movie with the big chariot race in it that like people got hurt.
Chariots
and
of
died
Fire?
In. No. It was an actual like.
Oh, Ben-Hur?
Yeah. Was that the one with the like old ass movie that they had like a huge chariot race scene that like a bunch of people got hurt in? I'm trying to think something on the scale of Titanic or Lord of the Rings where they had to costume out a shit. Maybe something where they had to costume out like a shit ton of people.
Or you got like Cleopatra.
Yeah. Because it had to have won all the bullshit ones too.
I remember there being a big comparison between Titanic.
I'm gonna go with Ben-Hur because I feel like that was like a huge movie that.
Okay.
It was like a big deal. Except for the remake, which was apparently trash, but I never watched it.
Okay. Question 1. Scream Trilogy is celebrated for bringing a fresh take. The Scream 1 with 50 gallons of blood used. Scream 2 with 30. And Scream 3 just used 10.
Brian got it. Damn, my sequel always trying to outdo the original.
That I guess the scene in the house when Billy and Stu were stabbing each other, they said they had to roll like a barrel.
I remember that scene. Now that you say that, because I was thinking scary movie, and it wasn't that bad until
at the beginning where they basically disembowel the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
All right. The third Die Hard film, Die Hard with a Vengeance, was actually at one point slated to be the fourth film of the Lethal Weapon trilogy.
Bam. Nailed it.
Good job, Doug.
And you're thinking it was like exactly like how I was thinking. I was like, okay, what movies were like big at that time? And it was pretty much Die Hard and Lethal Weapon.
It was the one that, like, when I was younger, I mixed those two up all the time because I would want to watch Die Hard, but I would keep seeing I would say Lethal Weapon to my parents, and they would go rent Lethal Weapon. I'm like, this isn't the one I wanted to watch.
All right. In the Back to the Future trilogy, Spielberg originally wanted to make the time machine out of what, but changed it because kids are stupid. He was afraid kids would try and recreate it if he used a refrigerator as a time machine. He was afraid kids would
old-timey ones that people go and get stuck in.
He thought kids would try and get themselves locked. They would get themselves locked in fridges.
What
makes sense?
Do you count freezer? Because I was thinking like a deep freeze, like a chest,
like an ice box.
Yeah, that's what.
And I think that's why they used it in Indiana Jones 4.
It was lead lined.
It was kind of like a callback to it.
All
right.
I'm not gonna take the point on that one because I think I was thinking like a deep freezer, not like
a chest freezer.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking like a.
All right. Who has the last line of Star Wars: New Hope? It was Chewbacca. It was Chewie. Lord of the Rings shares the distinction of the most Oscars, along with Titanic and Ben-Hur, both with 11.
Nice. Look at that.
Of those three,
I would not have known the name of that movie if you hadn't said something, Brian.
Of those three, though, Return of the King is the only one that won in every single category it was nominated in.
Ooh.
So the other two, I think, were nominated for 14, but they only won 11.
14? Jesus.
Well, Lord of the Rings won every single one it was nominated.
That's still ridiculous, though.
Lord of the Rings, I think, was...
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I think Titanic and Ben-Hur, I think, were both nominated for more than 11.
That's just ridiculous, though. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow.
14 nominations, though. Like, so they had to been nominated for the Big Five as well.
Probably. Because Ben-Hur had, what's his name? Michael Douglas? Is that who was Michael Douglas?
I don't know. Kirk?
Let me look it up.
Kirk Douglas?
Gotta be Kirk.
Kirk.
Yeah. And apparently it was 1959, and it starred Charlton Heston.
Oh, Heston, that's right. Sorry.
Stephen Boyd, Haya Hara Reet, and Hugh Griffith.
All right, so what's the score?
So final score I've got is Austin 4, Brian 5, Doug 6.
Ooh, he's returned to glory.
But I kind of want to give up the Chewbacca answer because I don't feel like
you don't deserve it.
I don't feel like I deserve it because my Star Wars cred. I lucked out on Ben-Hur because you gave me the name. I would not have known the name. All I knew was that it was a big ass chariot race, and I didn't know Chewbacca ahead of time. So I'm gonna give up Chewbacca and make it a tie with me and Brian.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can come up with a tiebreaker real quick. Where'd it go? Because this was a question I was going to use.
I feel like if I didn't honor giving up the Chewbacca, I would lose my Star Wars cred forever, and I can't part with that.
Okay.
I
don't know if this is going to be a good one or not, but we'll try it. Tiebreaker. So the Clint Eastwood
first answer, or just both of us answer, see who
first right answer.
Okay, that works.
All right, so the Dollars Trilogy, which is the Clint Eastwood trilogy of, in no particular order, A Few Dollars More, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and A Fistful of Dollars. Which one of those movies was the first one of the trilogy?
Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
Fistful of Dollars.
Fistful of Dollars was the first one.
Damn.
64, A Few Dollars More, 65, and The Good, the Bad, and Ugly in 66.
I knew Good, Bad, and Ugly was last. I didn't know which one was first, so I made a guess on that one.
Oh man! Another interesting tidbit I saw was in Godfather 3. Sofia Coppola plays, I think, the daughter, or she plays. I think she's the daughter of one of them. But I guess you would have to see Godfather 3. The other question I was going to ask, who was originally slated to play the role, but backed out because of another role she had already taken.
Who was that?
Oh.
So I know the writer.
Oh, interesting.
But backed out to appear in Edward Scissorhands.
Better pick. Godfather 3 versus Edward Scissorhands. I'm going to take Edward Scissorhands.
So
let's play Doug's victory music. Congratulations to Doug.
Play my music, maestro. It feels like a cheap win. It really does. But
that's because you the what's the word I'm looking for? The losing your Star Wars cred is a lot more hurtful than, you know.
I think he's a little disappointed in himself.
I think I am much more disappointed in myself. Like, I would have rather lost and got that answer right than had to give up that point and still win in a tiebreaker. But
all right.
Thank you all for listening. If you were listening on Thursday when we put this out at 6:00, the 25th, we'll be having our Lord of the Rings.
Join us immediately after the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, depending on how long it is, because right now we're pushing an hour and 8. But anyway, join us immediately for. It'll be shorter after I edit it. But anyway, join us for our Lord of the Rings theme trivia night. Extra prizes. Hopefully, a lot more people. And a lot more fun. So thank you all for listening in. I hope you had a great commute to work, because I assume that's where all of you are listening to this right now.
Or from work. If it's like you leave work, download the podcast, boom.
Yep. Bing, bang, boom.
All right.
So
thank you all.
Good night, everyone.
And good night.
Good afternoon. Good morning. Whatever. Have a good day.
A good
Salud.
day.
Prost.
Peace.
And have a good drink. Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.